So, Dad, one of my favorite stories you have is about your dog Tip, and I know you put it in the book over here, but it's such an unbelievable animal story that I need you to tell it to me so we hear the words from your mouth. All right?
Okay.
All right. So tell us about Tip.
Well, we lived in Huntington, which is about 75 miles from Provo, and where the Fairwood farm, or Granddad's farm is. And the family would always go to Thanksgiving or Christmas down and spend the day there. So I don't know where we'd sleep. But anyway, we were heading home one day and on trip. It was there was snow on the ground, I remember, and we must have stopped in Springville to get gas. And I know we stopped there periodically anyway to get gas. So, but anyway, we went on from there, and next time we stopped, we were, must have been 50 miles away. We realized that Tip wasn't with us.
Now, tell me where Tip normally rode. Where did Tip ride on the car?
What?
Where did he ride when he was with you on the car?
Oh, he'd ride out on what they call the running board. It was a strip about 8 to 10 inches wide that ran along the side of the car. It was a step in, but we had a little protector along it so that we carried luggage out there. Tie luggage onto it. It had an accordion type.
Yeah, but Tip didn't ride behind the protector. He just rode on the running board, huh?
He'd ride on the running board.
And never, I mean, you had to be going 30, 40, 50 miles an hour at times, right?
Yeah, he'd be on that running board behind the protector. And anyway, we realized he wasn't with us. And he either didn't, he got off on the farm before we left, or somehow or other he'd gotten off at another time. Probably when we got gas there at Springville.
Right.
But anyway, we mourned the loss of him because he was a great little dog. He's just the best dog you could ever imagine having. One summer day I was sitting out on the back porch there. We had a little landing and steps went up to the house. And I was sitting there doing something. And
so this is 6 or 7 months later.
6 months later.
Okay.
And this mangy-looking critter came walking in up to me. And a beat-up dog, but I recognized him. And I remember running in the house and telling Mother, little Tip's back. And sure enough, it was Tip. Spent 6 months up through Spanish Fork Canyon in the winter.
Man.
75 miles. And found us.
Came back to the house. That is just unbelievable how a dog can make that much country up, you know?
The sad part of it was, one sad part was that not too long after that I and Bert Robertson, we were friends with a girl in school.
Uh-huh.
We'd go down to her place on the edge of town after school some days, and we'd go down there just as friends. And we were, maybe again around 10 or 12 years old.
Okay.
And when we got home, I guess we didn't home for a while, but anyway, Tip showed up sick. He was awfully sick, you could tell. And he was dead in just a little while. He got in some poison. He got a strychnine, but we decided that this girl's father had strychnine out to poison sheep or poison dogs that were killing sheep.
Killing the sheep, yeah.
And it had to be because he died just like it described, strychnine death.
Right.
And so there he spends 6 months getting salvaged, and then just a few more months for a year gets strychnine.
Didn't make it well. Still, what a remarkable animal, huh?
When something about this, several years later, this girl's name was Lilas, Lilas, and she lived in Bloomington. And she didn't even knew her. He didn't even board her steak or something.
Oh, is that right?
And they got talking, and Lilas told Neva she didn't think he got strychnine there, but We don't know where he got it, but anyway, that was several years later that Lawless knew about his dog and losing the dog.
Yeah, I would think that probably close to 60 years after it happened, huh?
Yeah, it was a long time after.
Well, still, what a remarkable pet. That's an amazing animal.
Yeah, they spent 6 months going to Spanish Fork Canyon, and it's in Price to Huntington, a rough country.
No, that Soldier Summit's the coldest place in the world, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
One thing about this, suppose he hadn't been on the running board, but he still have found his way home.
oh yeah, true.
If we'd had him in the
If he'd been in the car, did he know the way because he'd ridden in the running board and kind of knew the area?
yeah, somehow he knew where he was going.
Yep. Well, fun stories, huh?
Yeah, I'll say.